BigBear.ai stock is down over 25% in the last month, and investors want to know what's going on with this investment. Of course, followers of my channel have known that I told investors not to buy this stock, that even though it had great prospects in the long term, that in the near term, the stock was overvalued, and I warned investors not to buy. In this video, I'm going to go over my commitment to this company or my recommendation to this company. I'm going to share with you my proprietary discounted cash flow valuation, which calculates a fair value for the stock. And I'm also going to go over the recent developments according to the management team on why they think the company experienced the headwinds in the most recently completed quarter. So we'll do all this in this relatively brief video. So let's get right into the big picture items.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So BigBear.ai highlighted that the passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill in the United States will bring a generational investment in areas where BigBear.ai has core capabilities. It provides $170 billion in supplemental funding to the Department of Homeland Security and $150 billion to the Department of Defense for disruptive defense technology, as well as billions more across shipbuilding and other critical national security missions that we support. And BigBear.ai has product offerings in these categories that these government institutions purchase. And so they're hopeful that they can secure some of this increase in funding. However, in the most recently completed quarter, BigBear.ai actually lost government contracts as a result of the government efficiency efforts. Remember, in the beginning of the year, Elon Musk and Donald Trump partnered to go through government spending and try and cut as much government spending that they saw as being wasteful or ineffective, and BigBear.ai was implicated in that cost-cutting effort. It was unfortunate because this is a category that BigBear.ai said that they see great investment coming from the government, and to see them lose these contracts means that the government found them to be ineffective or not worthwhile. And so they cut these contracts in certain categories. And so that was a bit of a underwhelming performance for investors. And that was partly why the stock price crashed after the company announced those results. Investors were left wondering why they lost those contracts, and they felt like, okay, BigBear.ai may not have solutions that are worthwhile at price points that return a good value for the government. And if you can't deliver good value for the government, it's unlikely that you can deliver good value outside of the government, because the government, the US government especially, is on the more wasteful side, especially if you compare it to business. The government is a lot more wasteful than enterprises are. So that's partly the reason why Palantir has had such great success, is because the government continued to go back with Palantir, increase their investments with Palantir over and over again because they felt like they were getting good value from Palantir. And then Palantir was able to expand beyond government and now is finding great success with enterprise. So if BigBear.ai is finding difficulty expanding within government, then that really diminishes its longer-term prospects, at least the way the business is currently constructed. So the management team went on to say that they have deployed world-class biometric solutions for traveler processing on more than 2,000 devices at over 500 gates and 25 airports. And this is important because the current administration in the US is really cracking down on illegal immigration and border security. And so BigBear.ai's solution in this category should be winning a lot of contracts, but we haven't been seeing too much of that. And that's a concern also for BigBear.ai stock investors. Why aren't they winning more contracts at a time when border security is perhaps more important now to the administration than it's been in a very, very long time? So they do have this product that is the right product at the right time, but we're not seeing the results of that. We're not seeing the contracts. We're not seeing the increases in revenue from these contracts. So they're also demonstrating progress with their technology that supports defense autonomy, including Conductor OS for the Department of Defense drones forming development efforts. By the way, this document I'm reading from is BigBear.ai's most recently completed conference call with Wall Street analysts. It's their Q2 conference call, Q2 2025. And I've made this highlighted document available for my channel members. You can see the link in the description for all the membership benefits, and you can join for less than $5 a month. BigBear.ai went on to boast about their $390 million in cash that they have, and they say that they're going to use this to support aggressive new growth initiatives. So they will be spending more aggressively. And this is concerning for investors also because BigBear.ai has not demonstrated an effective spending regime in order to get credit from investors and get excitement from investors when they do announce a big investment. Companies, let's say like Amazon and Netflix, have clearly demonstrated that they know how to use money to develop products and services that consumers love to spend money on, and the returns on investor capital are excellent. Meanwhile, BigBear.ai has not done that. In fact, they've continued to take millions, tens of millions, over $100 million in write-downs on previous investments that have not worked out as well as the management team thought it would. In fact, in the current quarter, they took a almost $75 million write-down, a goodwill impairment on a previous investment that is not going to work as well as management anticipated. So when you're making those kinds of write-downs and simultaneously announcing new investments, that's concerning for prudent investors that look to these kinds of things when they're evaluating a business for investment. Now, I know some of you watching are not looking at companies this closely, and you're excited about BigBear.ai because it's one of the more popular companies, and you're comparing it to Palantir, and you're thinking that it's going to deliver the kind of success that Palantir delivered. But if you look into the details, you'll realize that BigBear.ai isn't hitting those same markers that Palantir is hitting, isn't hitting those same milestones, those same effectiveness in investments, those same expansions with existing customers that Palantir is experiencing. And this is just one of those points of emphasis for more prudent investors to consider for a company that just in the same quarter that it took us roughly $75 million goodwill impairment, they're also announcing aggressive new growth initiatives, aggressive new investing, saying that they intend to deploy capital with urgency, rigor, and discipline to grow their top line both organically and inorganically through targeted mergers and acquisitions. And later on in this conference call, they did highlight that they will be looking to mergers and acquisition. And as a prudent investor myself, I am concerned when a company does this in the same quarter. I think it's a little bit tone deaf from the management team to announce big growth initiatives, big investments, while in the same quarter announcing a huge goodwill impairment. I think that doesn't look to investors that are upset with previous investments, and then during the same time you're announcing a big new one. So I've calculated a discounted cash flow valuation for BigBear.ai, and I valued this company at $1.96 a share, and the current market price, even after this big decline, is still $5.50. I still see this stock as being overvalued, as investors being overly optimistic about the company's longer term prospects at the current market prices. Thank you for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. I know there's a lot you could be doing with your time and a lot of other videos you could be watching. So I truly appreciate that you chose to watch this one. If you want to see more videos just like this, hit the subscribe or the like button. They'll both help me make more videos just like this one. Thank you again.